Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. I'm back. I was off for a few days. Took a short vacation up to Lake George, which is in the Adirondacks, which is the northeast section of upstate New York. Beautiful country, beautiful place, beautiful lake. Spent some time there. Went on a paddle boat ride around the lake. It was really cool. It's just a cool place, and the area is so beautiful. I also played a chess tournament there for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and tied for first in my section. I'm in the lower section. So it was a great weekend. I'm going to show you 3 videos here. They're all very short videos. For those of you that are watching that are still Democrats that are on the fence concerning voting for Republicans or Democrats, especially baby boomers. If you are a baby boomer and still vote Democrat, it's because you think, most of you anyway, that this is the Democrat Party of your youth, of your middle years. That has long, long gone. I was a local elected official in the early 2000s, 2000, 2007, as a Democrat on my local city council here, and president of the council in 2006. Now, that being said, I left the party over 10 years ago because of the fact that Democrat Party that I knew does not exist anymore. Show the link to this video to as many people as you can that think around the fence or are current Democrats that are friend of yours, colleagues, whatever it is, and show them this is the new Democrat Party. Let's listen.
You can't hit him. This. I have been.
Now, you see that person run? Took off, smashed his camera, smashed his face, whatever he hit, and then ran. Now you see him there with the Star of David and a necklace with LGBT colors. The same with his T-shirt, the Star of David with the Pride colors. Now, he can't believe this. He can't believe it because he's been in a bubble for so long. I hope this gentleman wakes up and sees that the people he's been supporting hate him, literally, because he's Jewish and an Israeli citizen.
Lifelong LGBTQ activist. I believe in the values of protecting LGBTQ people, but they are attacking us in the middle of a pride march. Am I not supposed to be welcome within my own LGBTQ community?
And this is a pride march. And these people have Palestinian flags. Remember the Queers for Palestine? If you're caught being homosexual in Palestine, they throw you off the top of a building to your death. Sometimes stone you to death. Sometimes torture you and then throw you off the building. These are the brainwashed youth that the schools have twisted. This is not your Democrat Party anymore, this gentleman in the parade. It doesn't exist anymore. Now, will you vote Republican? Probably not. But at least do this. When it comes to voting this November, I encourage you to vote, number 1. And 2 is, if you can't bring yourself to vote for Trump, then vote for one of the third parties or just skip that and go to a lower ballot. Congressman, governor, local elections, and such. Do not vote for Biden.
Because I am Jewish, because I'm Israeli. We have people of all nationalities here, all different types of LGBTQ people, and we're being booed right now.
Look at the hatred, screaming in the twisted faces of hate. I never thought I would see this kind of anti-Semitism in the United States in my lifetime. I've read about it in the past with the Klan and other organizations. I have never seen it this bad. There'll always be a couple handful of asshats that say dumb things, but not to this scale.
Go to hell! In an LGBTQ community and movement, in a pride march that is supposed to be inclusive of everybody, I have never in my life felt more excluded, and it is heartbreaking.
Yes, it's heartbreaking to you, because you look like a gentleman that's maybe in his 30s, and you've believed this whole time that the progressives have been on the side of gay and lesbian people. And guess what? They haven't been. It's about power and control. I wish this gentleman would wake up, convince a lot of his friends in the movement to leave the progressive movement. The only way these people will stop this hatred and this bitterness if they don't have somebody like President Biden in position of power covering their back. Now let's check out the next video. President Biden and President Obama had a big fundraiser in LA where President Biden is just kind of froze there on stage, and President Obama has to come over and touch his arm and lead him off stage. Time for a nap, Joe. Let's watch. Okay, now, come on, Joe. Time for your nap and cookies and milk. In his case, ice cream. Grabbed him by the arm to get his attention. This is what you do with dementia people. This is Obama's third term. May not be literally, but politically and everything else, it is. Now, this next video, you're going to recognize this person because I can't mispronounce somebody and make this website mad. They've already got their foot on my neck as it is on this channel. Is a very well-known LGBTQ plus, A plus, whatever the initials are now, proponent and activist. This individual says some crazy things. This is just a new one. Now they're called xenopronouns. And you're going to get an explanation of what these new pronouns are now. And if after seeing this, you don't think the progressives are bat crap crazy, then maybe you shouldn't even vote. Let's listen.
Xenopronouns refers to any pronoun a person has that is unspeakable, that is unworkable in the language of a person. So an example would be a xenopronoun would be a word, I can't even say it, right? Because that's the point. They're unsayable and sort of effervescent and unknowable, kind of like a person's gender. That's why I love this one. So an example would be, a xenopronoun would contain a set of letters that is a pronunciation that a human being can't pronounce.
Now, you getting that? A pronoun that a human being can't pronounce. So no matter what you say or do, you'll automatically call them the wrong pronoun, misgender them, at the end of the list. This is, you can believe what you want to believe. Honestly, if you think the world is flat, that's your prerogative. But this is so far off the hook. And make no mistake, people like this individual and others of influence on the internet, especially the young people, have the back of the current administration in Washington and Democrats in the House and Senate. Make no mistake, when you go to vote, this is what you're voting for. Let's listen to the rest.
It's some sound that a human being can't pronounce. Or that a xenopronoun contains an image or a concept that it's alluding to that is actually something that language has no way to express.
A word in your language that in no way you can express. What the hell's the point of language if you can't express something? And use that as your pronoun. Every day I say, I've never heard anything so outrageously ridiculous in my life. And every week that goes by, they up the ante and double down. This is the stuff that your children are learning in school and going into debt for the rest of their lives in college, your children and you as parent, just to learn this. to be in debtor's prison basically for 20, 30, 40 years for your college debt to get this kind of education and brainwashing. Let's listen to the rest.
The movement of understanding where non-binary people come from can sometimes take us into very lofty, beautiful, spiritual, poetic places.
Spiritual and poetic places. There'll always be individuals like this that think a certain way about certain things, about non-binary and the rest of the list. These are all fairly new concepts. Maybe not fairly new concepts, but concepts that are somewhat more popular than they were in the past. Much more popular. Because young people are searching at the world about themselves, their personality, their sexuality. They're trying to find things out because they're new in the world. They're not like us that are older. We don't know it all. We know some things about life they don't know. We know much more things about ourselves than they do. So they're searching, especially younger people. And this is what they're getting. And for many individuals that are younger, they are so lost and so alone. They cling on to whatever they can. And this is what they cling on to. And the misery that's coming for individuals that just fall hook, line, and sinker for the progressive ideology, not just about gender, but all the rest. We can go through, the list is endless, and I can't go into detail because this website will kill this video worse than they already will. So please, everyone, if you have Democrat friends, especially older baby boomers, give them a link to this, email them this link, and show them this is the new Democrat Party. I wish the Democrat Party would crash and burn, not because I hate them. It's because if they crash and burn, they can start over and become somewhat of a viable party, much more than they are now. And voting for Joe Biden is giving these individuals, and these three small examples, they're backing them up. They're infiltrating corporate America, the military, you name it, teaching, even doctors, lawyers, you name the profession, they are now seeping in. And it has to stop. And the only way to do that is to have the Oval Office, the presidency, not be their number one protector and proponent. When I say protector, I'm not talking about violence at all. So this website can just cool that. Protecting them from saying and doing outrageous things that are distorting things for our young people. It's tough enough being young, while adding on to this burden. Well, I'm back on a regular schedule now that I'm back from my mini vacation. Until the next time, God bless, goodbye, and good luck.